Okay, so today we will go through some sample PMP question and answers. The first question is, a member of a project team who was hired for 6 months to complete a specific task has decided to leave the project in the fifth month to pursue another job opportunity. What should the project manager's immediate action? A. Modify the contract to ensure the team member will complete the package. Yeah, cannot, not possible at the end of the fifth month, right? B. Determine what remaining package might be affected and ensure that adequate resources are available. It is a very good option to show the planning capability of the PM, so it's good to consider. C. Confirm the terms of the team member's contract to close their obligation, their participation appropriately. So this is the right answer because this is the short-term contract with only 6 months, meaning the member could leave anytime. It is not a permanent employee, and the PM should be prepared for that. And when it happens, the first action, immediate action, should be following the process, like the HR process and also the contract from the contractor to close it properly. So it is the first action, and then the PM, after he or she knows the end date or any like responsibility from the contractor, he and she will prepare accordingly, like to assess the impacted areas, the remaining package, and then prepare the resource and have the transition or handover plan and so on. And check the contingency reserve for extra resource to hire a new member to finish these packages. This could be the option if after B, like after we do B, we realize that we don't have the adequate resources available, and then we need to use the contingency reserve and hire a new member to finish this package. So C is the final answer. The next question. A vendor for a large and complex project has been performing more work than was originally anticipated uh, in the time and material contract. This type of contract caused the project to be behind schedule and over budget. The contract is about to expire, so this is a problem to solve. The contract is about to expire, and the project at the same time is behind schedule. So what should the project manager do? Create a request for quotation to formulate a list of new vendors. It might require too much time. B. Shift to a master service agreement with appendix for the additional work as required. It is the right answer, so let's take a look at the other one. C. Consult the lesson learned repository to formulate a list of potential new vendors. It again requires a lot of time. D. Try to negotiate a fixed price contract with the current vendor. So this option try to deal with the situation that the vendor like doing more work than originally estimated, try to fix the budget with the fixed price. But this contract type require a lot of risk on the vendor, so very unlikely they will accept. This is not the right answer. E. Contact a potential stakeholder directly and ask if they are interested in joining the project. Is not realistic. So B will be the right answer because it will deal with the problem that the contract is about to expire, and then they can quickly agree on the master service agreement because it's just the general terms and condition, and we have the appendix to extend with additional work as required. So B is the right answer. The next question, during project closure, the project sponsor requests that a deliverable developed by a contractor uh, be transferred to a non-profit organization at no cost. It's interesting. The procurement documentation states that ownership of the deliverables reverts to the contractor once the procurement contract is finished. What should the project manager do? So this is about the term and condition between two parts of the contract and agreement. So we should follow that contract to handle all the like responsibilities and uh, of each parties. And we add a void scope agreements during the closure process to lesson learn register. It's a good activity, but it does not solve the problem. It's not the right answer. B. Initiate a change request to execute the integrated change control process. It's a very good action for the PM whenever he or she sees some potential change. But in this scenario, it's not about the change, it's about the contract and the term and conditions between two parties of the contract. So it sounds good, but might not be the right answer. C. Consider the transfer as an open issue for the contract department and continue closing the project. So it does not solve the problem, so not the right answer. Review the contract agreement with the contractor to modify the property of the deliverables. So it addressed the need from the sponsor to transfer the ownership of a deliverable. And to do that, we need to follow the contract with the vendor. And if we want to change the contract or to modify anything, we need to get the agreement from the vendor. So it is the action we need to do in this situation. The next question. In the midst of an ongoing agile construction project, the project manager received notification that local government has recently approved stricter sustainability legislation applying to all construction projects in the region. The new regulation will have an impact on the project materials and processes related to sustainability. What should the project manager do first to adapt to these new instituted environmental parameters? I meet with the product owner to update the project plan to incorporate the new sustainability requirements. It is the right answer because whenever we have change even very big like this, we need to go check with the product owner because he or she will be the owner of the product backlog of what the team is going to do. And when we want to add very big things to that list, in this situation, it is the legislation requirements from the government. So we should firstly check with the product owner. And let's take a look at the other options. B. Organize a team workshop to identify and evaluate solutions for meeting the new sustainability requirements. It is also very good options, and we do this after we talk with the PO because we should always start from the problem, start from the important thing to do, and then we work with the team to find out how to do that. So B is very good, but not the right answer. C. Continue the project as planned. Cannot, right? Request a timeline extension. It's not that easy because we should go through A and B before we go to D. So A will be the right answer. The next question. Midway through a project manager learns that the project management planning application is failing to record updates to the project. What should the project manager do in this situation? A. So in this situation, midway to the project, the the planning application is failing. So what should we do? I task a project team member to manually update the project plan from now on. So it's not fair to him, right? Him or her. B, inform the project management office and have them resolve the issues. It's not that straightforward. Like, it's quite unlikely that he or she can wave the magic wand and then the issues disappear. It's not that way. C, update the project plan to allow the project team to focus on the project deliverables. This is the right answer because it is very similar to Agile. Like, we focus on the working software, the deliverables is getting done, more important than the process and tools. Sometimes it's not working as expected, and we just live with that, adapt to the situation, and focus more on finishing the project. It is more important thing to do. And yeah, D, record the issues with the issues register and work with the sponsor to implement. It might not be the scope of the project for us to work with the sponsor. We can raise that and then follow up in the separate forum to get it resolved, maybe with the sponsor, with some high-level managers, with the PMO, with the IT and admin teams. But as a PM and the project team, we even some tools are not working, we still need to get the project done. So focus on the deliverables. It is a rule. The final question, a project team member is having difficulty delivering assigned task for the project that is at risk of being delayed. The main issue is that the team member does not understand a new system that was recently implemented. What should the project manager do? A, ask the team member to learn the new system as on-the-job training. So it is good for the long term because the system is recently implemented anyway. So like many of the members need to learn that because very little people actually do that and know that. Maybe they are busy with the new project or something else. It's hard for us to pull them back to support the team. So A will be good for the long term. B, issue a change request to extend the project schedule. It's not that easy, right? It's not simply issue the change request. It should go through the change control board, so not the right answer. Escalate the team member's performance is not fair to him. It's new, right? Everyone needs to learn. The assign experience resource to support the team members. So it is very good options, and in the real world scenario, a lot of us will do this. We get some experience resource to support. But in this case, it's about the system knowledge for the newly implemented system. It's not really about the experience or skills. So we should give chance for the members to learn. And with the more experienced member, they still need to learn anyway. And usually there is a rule in the PMP exam that we prefer to try to solve the problem ourselves within the team first before we reaching the external support. Okay, so there are some sample test questions. Comment below if you have any further questions.